What's going on, everybody? JCSB here, and today we are back with episode 69 of our Minecraft Let's Play. Could you guys tell the excitement in that intro? Yeah, I'm trying to be as pumped up as possible because we're very nearly, or we're very quickly rather, approaching episode 70 of our Let's Play, so I'm a bit excited. I'm eager to get this mob grinder done. Anyways, this is Wednesday's episode. I just wanted to make that clear. This will be uploaded late Wednesday night. I'm getting a bit of a late start, but the reason for that is because earlier today I uploaded my very first vlog. It's been getting a pretty good response so far. I haven't had any negative comments on it yet, so hopefully you guys are okay with that. And if you didn't see it, be sure to go check it out. Alright, so I wanted to show you guys how far I've gotten on my mob grinder here. I've pretty much finished the canals. As you can see on all four corners, the water channels come up to this very last segment. There's only a couple blocks left here before it gets to the 2x2 middle. And I haven't filled those 4 spots in yet because that's where the signs and pressure plates go for the mob evader itself. So we need to go get a couple things and kind of get prepared to start working on the mob evader. That's what we're going to be doing today. I decided to finish the water channels up offline, or not offline, but off camera rather. The reason for that is because I already showed you guys a bit of the process in the last episode, episode 68, and to continue the mob channels, the water channels, it's exactly the same process, just repeated 4 times on all sides. So I decided you guys really didn't need to see that. Anyways, we need to grab a couple things here. One, we need to grab some glass. Now, I think we only need 32 glass, but I'll bring 8 more just to be careful. I would hate to not have enough and have to run back up. After that, we are going to need logs. Tons and tons of logs. Now, the reason for that is that we need to make a lot more signs. And when I say a lot, I really mean a lot. We're going to need a ridiculous amount of signs to complete the mob grinder. Alright, so we don't need stairs anymore. We're done with that portion of the grinder. So we can get rid of those. Let's see what else. We can get rid of redstone, that's going downstairs, and put this coal here. Flint goes away. Let's see. Dirt can go here. So we need logs, which is right here. Sorry, I'm kind of like talking out loud as I organize my inventory here. Okay, so this can be put away, but there's really no space for it. I guess I'll grab torches. Okay, so we got to put redstone away. We've got glass. A little bit of cobblestone doesn't hurt. Got some sticks to make some more signs. Let's see, I think we are pretty much good to go. So let's hop on back down here. We're going to put some redstone away. And drop back down towards our mob spawning grounds. Alright, so we need to change up a couple of things here. One, I'm going to replace this workbench with a piece of cobblestone. Now, the reason for that is I want my workbench to be up 1 higher. This will be the block that I land on as I'm coming up and down working on my mob grinder. So, first things first, we need to get rid of this ladder and the blocks holding up the ladder, obviously. So, I picked up all ladders. Okay, next we need to come over here and build down some glass walls in between each channel here. So we're going to build it down 3, leaving a too high space to fit the mobs through. So let me get back up on the workbench. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, we just build this down on all 4 sides. Alright, so I need to make one more slight adjustment here. I want this to be open there, and then This will be the block that I step on to get under here and jump up on the workbench, and I'll still be able to grab from this middle portion here. Alright, so next thing we need to do is load up on signs like crazy. We're going to need a lot of signs, which is why I have the workbench here. We're going to be making tons. So I'm going to start filling up my inventory with them. So what we need to do for that, I'm just going to start with 2 stacks worth. We should be able to get about 20 with this many, and that's a pretty good start in my opinion. So I'm going to move all my items to this side to try to prevent any ladders or any signs from going where I don't want them. Alright, so that's a pretty good batch to start off. Now what we're going to do is, for those of you who have never made a mob grinder, or a mob elevator rather. Oh man, I forgot to do something. Hold on guys, this part is going to be sped up here. All I'm going to do is go and get rid of this ladder that is right here, and I will be back in a minute. Alright guys, yeah, sorry about that. Like I said, I just completely forgot to remove the ladder. It gets in the way of actually building up the mob grinder, so it's essential that we move it. Anyways, back on topic. If you've never made one of Ethos mob elevators, there's a pretty basic way of going about doing it. It's not that difficult of a process as long as you just follow instructions. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to be placing signs on 2 sides of your 2x2 square. Now what you do is up on one side you alternate the signs going up. Each layer you go up, you put it on the different side. Now on the opposite side you do the exact same thing, just opposite of this side. So let me explain. On this side, the first starting one is the block farthest away from me. So on this side, we're going to do the block closest to me. So if I hop down, you can see that they are on different sides. So from there, you just continue the mixed pattern on this side, just following along with this first block. So once you get it all done, you will have a alternate pattern the entire way up, but both sides will be opposite from each other. After that, all you do is you just place water sources where where all the air blocks are. Anywhere where there's not a sign, that's where you place a water source. So right here there's no sign, but it's surrounded by signs. You place a water source. Then on the opposite side, where there's no sign, you place another water source. So basically all you do is you continue placing signs and water sources along the entire way up. And as you can see, I can swim up and down, and if you watch closely to my air bubbles, my bubbles keep getting replenished on the way up and on the way down. So, like I said, this is Ethos Labs design. I am not in any way taking credit for this. I just want to make sure that's clear, because I definitely did not come up with this brilliant idea. I'm just using it because it's a smart thing to do. And I just messed up. Now, these are a pain to get down. If you mess them up, I'm going to warn you about that. There we go. Yeah, they're pretty difficult to get down if you mess up, so just be careful about that. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to get to work here. I'm going to hopefully take it the entire way up. As I said, I'm just following the exact same pattern, so you're not missing anything. Just follow the pattern that I had explained at the beginning of this clip, and you should be good to go. So yeah, I'm going to get going on this, guys, and I will see you when I'm done. Goodbye. Alright, guys. Well, we're just about finished here. We don't have too far to go. So, this really isn't that difficult of a process, to be honest. It's pretty basic. Like I said, you just gotta follow the instructions pretty much. And if you do that, you will be just fine. It's, like I said, it's rather basic. It's not the most difficult thing in the world to construct, but it is a smart thing to do because what's better than having unlimited resources? Anyways, my parents just walked in, so if you hear any talking, it's not me. Sorry about that. Anyways, so we don't have too much farther to go here. It looks like we're gonna need to make a couple more signs. I figure I'll just do the rest of it on camera here with you guys. That way, those of you who want to see it in regular speed will be able to see the rest. So one thing to be careful about, you guys, when you're making signs, and I find this actually pretty important to tell you, if you try and make a large stack of signs and you put a whole bunch of materials up in the crafting square and then you start spamming the right click button on the sign to grab as many as you can, if you run out of sticks before you run out of planks, you start making trap doors. So just be careful about that because I don't need those six trapdoors, and now I'm kind of stuck with them, unfortunately. So yeah, just be careful, because as you can see, if you run out of sticks, like I said, you get trapdoors. So be careful about that for sure. Alright, so let's load up on the last bit of science here. That's actually probably way too many, but we will need them when it comes to setting up the grinder. So I'm not worried about over making signs. Okay, so if we come up here, like I said, we're just going to keep alternating these signs up on both sides. So let's do that. And then I'm going to jump down, place a couple more signs in my inventory. It really helps if you right click, or no, rather shift click the signs into your inventory. That way you don't have to pick the signs up while they're in your inventory and then place them in your hotbar. If you just shift click them, they automatically jump into your hotbar. So it's a pretty time saving process. So just make sure you do that as well. Now, while I'm doing this, I want to talk to you guys about something that it seems just about everybody is talking about, and I know you've probably heard the speech a billion times, but just bear with me because it is something that I want to discuss personally. And the topic is the 1.8 update. Yes, I know you've heard it, but guys, this is a very, very important update, and I am so excited. It's not even funny. I cannot wait for this thing to come out. I am just like a kid in a candy shop that can't get his candy fast enough, I guess you would say. That's probably a terrible analogy, but I think you guys get what I'm trying to say here. Now, there are a couple things that I'm excited about, a couple things that I'm a bit overwhelmed about, to be honest. There is a lot coming, a lot of new stuff coming to the game with this update, so it's a bit overwhelming, as I mentioned. Anyways, it seems that a lot might get broken that has to do with everyone's Let's Play world and people's single player world as well. For one, I'm not sure if these mob grinders are going to work anymore. One, because we have a new mob being added to the game, the Enderman, which is 3 blocks tall, and this mob grinder is set up to be for 2 block tall mobs or obviously spiders. So I'm not really sure how this is all going to go into play. Another thing that kind of scares me is the fact that infinite water sources might be taken away. I'm not 100% sure. It might just be a rumor. But from what I've heard, yeah, infinite water springs, the little 2x2 area with water in it, that might be taken away. And that's kind of a scary thing because people rely on that glitch so heavily. So, we'll see how that goes. Couple of other things. A lot of people are wondering whether or not all the Let's Play YouTubers like myself will have to start a new world. I think the answer is no, but I just wanted to make it clear to you guys. I kind of want to start a new world. a lot of you seem to be okay with me wanting to start a new world as well because, well, these worlds do get boring after a while, so, change is nice. It's nice to have something new going on for once. So I do think I will be starting a new world. If that angers any of you, no need to worry. This map's going to be available for download come 1.8. So if you want me to stay in this world and I end up not staying in it, you can download it and play the world for yourself and do whatever you want with it. So that's pretty exciting in my opinion. Alright, so a couple of other things about 1.8. Let me see. Well, for starters, I'm thrilled about the NPC villages. I'm extremely excited about the new farming options. That's probably one of the coolest things. Also, for those of you who saw the live stream that Notch did at PAX, that's what I think it's called, PAX, yeah. Well, the hunger bar and the experience bar is just amazing. I cannot wait for that. That is something I'm definitely thrilled about. Alright guys, sorry about that. I had a little bit of a cut. Had to go and talk to my dad about dinner. Sorry about that. Anyways, I forget what I was talking about. I might have said this already, but like I said, I'm excited about the farming options and the hunger and experience bar. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but there is a new bow feature. I think I might have mentioned that, but yeah, there's a new bow feature where, you can shoot either long range or short range as well. So that's pretty exciting. Another thing is the critical hits. I know I haven't talked about that yet, and that's a really cool thing in my opinion. The critical hits is where if you're in the air, you jump and then you hit a mob. It'll do a lot more damage. Or you can sprint. That's a new feature. You can sprint and hit the mob, and the mob will fly back really far. So, like I said, I'm really, really excited about this update. I really cannot wait. It's gonna be a big game changer, you guys, and to me, that's exciting. It's nice to see some change into the game, but it's a bit overwhelming from my point of view because I was going to try and do some update videos, where like I show you guys what's new in 1.8. But with the magnitude of this update, I find it nearly impossible to cover everything. And like I said, it's a bit overwhelming trying to fit everything in there. But, I'll do my best, see what we can do. Now, what you see me doing here, or at least trying to do, is I'm just trying to break out a block. That way I can get up and grab some water. We're going to start on the mob evader itself today. Now, the version I'm going to be using, you guys, is from a guy named the Calmier. I've mentioned him before, so I'm sure you guys know who he is. Now, let me show you how this works. You've got to continue this pattern down. So we have sign here, which is an air block. And then we have to have water here on this block, right here, and then air again. So what we're going to do to create air is we're going to take 5 pressure plates and create a V below the one with the sign. So just like that. Now we do that on the opposite side as well. We have air here, water, and then we need air again. So we take 5 more and make another V. So that's how that part works. After that, we need a whole bunch of signs. We're going to have water in this area, so we need air here and then water along here. So like I said, air here, we need to put signs up along like this in a V across the sky here. Also, we need a floating sign. So what we're going to do is place one on one of these signs. It's going to come out like that. So let's grab some more signs. And then on the opposite side, we have water. And then here we need air. So we need to place a V of signs up on the blocks here, and then create another floating sign like that. So that's that part. Now I haven't built one of these in a little while, so I'm a little bit iffy on how this all works, but I'm pretty sure I need a couple more signs. So let me find out where I put my access point. I'm also going to put a workbench down for now. That way I can grab a couple more signs. So we really don't need that many more. Probably 5 or 6 will do good. So yeah, I'll just grab 6. That should be plenty. Now I think I'm forgetting a couple of signs. Let me think about this here. So water is going to be going here. Yes, we need signs here. So you have your V coming back, and then so you have your V, and then you have one air block. Now above that air block, you need to put a sign, and I think that's it for that. You need to do the same thing on the other side of the V. So we have the V going back, and we have this sign. We have this V going back, and then air block, one up is another sign that I did not mean to put a D on. Okay, so now we have our other pressure plate V. We need to go back and put a sign, and then on the other side, we need to put a sign as well. So as far as I know, this is pretty much done when it comes to signs. Now let me show you guys how this all works. So we're going to go to the point where we have a V here. Now because we have signs up here, this is air, we need water down here. So what you're going to do is place 2 source blocks of water on these stairs. Now as you can see, there's no water flowing over where the pressure plates are, but it does come through here. So now on the opposite side, we are going to place 2 more sources of water. And again, it stops at the pressure plates here. And as you can see, these 2 sources meet in a perfect V where there are no pressure plates. So that's the purpose of that setup. Now, if we come up here and we grab some more water, grab 4 more sources, we do the same thing on the other 2 sides, I guess you call it. So once we get that done, as you can see, we've got the 2 perfect V's of water streams meeting here. So this is going to pull the mobs towards the center. Now you might be thinking, what happens if a mob is here and they hit the pressure plate? They're just going to stand here. Well, that's where we put some water sources that are floating up in the air. So let me show you guys how this works. Now I might not be the best at explaining this, guys. I haven't gone over this once in my head. I'm just kind of winging it here. So if it's kind of difficult to understand, I am sorry, but I'm doing my best. So basically, if you remember, the pressure plates here are to create an air source. As well, we have an air source up here with the sign. So this area right here has to be water. So now you can see why we put these 2 signs here is to create a V of floating water. So what we're going to do here is right where we have, well, I'm getting pushed around by the currents like crazy. So where we have the sign, 1 block to the right, we put a water source. Now it's kind of difficult to see, but this water source comes around and goes to the other side, just like these water sources on the ground do here. So what we do is we place one on the other side as well. Now as you can see, this creates another perfect V of water, but floating up in the air. Now all that's left to do is replicate that on the other side. So we put a source there and a source there, and then as long as I did this all correctly, that is our mob elevator. So now let me try and find my way out of here. Here we go. And I'm going to give you an aerial view and show you guys how this works exactly. So if a mob comes from this direction here, they're going to be pulled in. If the mob ends up being on this far side, they're going to get pulled down here on the bottom, and then they're going to be pulled upwards. Now, if a mob comes up along this side, along this inside wall, they're going to get pulled up into the water stream, and then they're going to swim upwards again. Now, there are just 2 sources of water that are left to be placed, and that's what I'm going to show you guys here. So yeah, like I said, we just need to grab a bit more water here. I'm having difficulty getting up. So now, this goes back to the beginning of this whole thing. If you remember, now it's kind of difficult to see here. If you remember, we were alternating these signs. So as you can see on this side, we've got a sign here and a sign up above it. And then we have a water source here. We also need a water source right here. And that's what this floating sign stops. If you can see, we just put a water source right there, and it's floating up above. I know it's very difficult to see, you guys, but I don't know any other way of showing you. So on the other side as well, we have the sign here, and then the sign diagonally up. We have the water source there. We need one water source diagonally down that this floating sign will hold up. So we just place a water source there, and that's pretty much the mob elevator, you guys. Now, there is just one last thing to be done. As you can see, you might have already guessed it. You might be thinking, well, hey, if a mob comes up this tall, this upper stream here, they can swim back up onto the surface. And you're exactly right. So what we need to do here is just simply put a covering over it. So I'm not sure if you can see, but this is where the tall, the floating water source is. All you need to do is place a block of water above it. So what happens is the mobs will come through here, they'll try to swim up, and they will scrape their head along until they get up into the mob elevator here. So what you have to do is you have to do that on all four sides. So if I can manage to jump back up here, I'm really having difficulty fighting these water streams. Right here we have another tall stream, so we're going to place the block there. Now let me jump across here. We need another source, or another, cobblestone block above this tall water source. So that goes there. Let me break this bridge, collect the cobblestone, go through here. Again, I'm really sorry for how much difficulty I'm having getting through here, but it's a lot more difficult than it probably looks. Okay, so this just leaves one more stream to be blocked off, which is right here. Just place a cobblestone block. And, well, voila, there you go. That is the finished mob elevator, and, you know, that's how mobs are going to get up to my room that I dug out. So, I'm sure that was a pretty painful experience trying to listen to me explain that. As I said, I didn't run through this once before. So, if you guys had difficulty understanding it, just go check out Ethos' channel because he gives a very nice explanation, or you can go check out the Calmir's channel, who also gives a great explanation. Other than that, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. We are very close to being finished with our mob grinder here. I hope to have it finished before 1.8 comes out. All we have left to do is hook up an actual killing machine at the top, which is very, very simple to do. So that's what we are going to do in the next episode, episode 70. Anyways, been rambling on here for quite a while now. I'm kind of tired. Hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up button because it helps out a lot. Other than that, guys, I will see you on Friday's episode. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll talk to you all soon. Peace.